Hi, good day everybody. My name is Huzefa Cutlerywala. I'm the Managing Director of Open Silicon, a Sci-5 company based out of Bangalore. And today we're going to have a discussion about how Open Silicon and Sci-5 indeed can drive innovation. Of course, innovation is a very big word used across the world in many various different ways. As Open Silicon and Sci-5, we're taking a little narrower and more specific approach to what exactly innovation is and how a person really can innovate. So let me start with a little story about how the RISC-V revolution actually started. So this actually started off in the University of Berkeley back in 2010, where Professor Krister Asanovich and two of his PhD students, Andrew Waterman and Hyunsup Lee, they decided to come up with a brand new instruction set architecture. It's not a task one takes lightly, but certainly they did a fabulous job of it. They explored historical data on why certain ISAs worked, why certain didn't, and then came up with a brand new ISA that today is set to revolutionize the world. From that humble beginning in 2010, they provided a couple of test chips with this ISA, actually made silicon, went out and put it out onto the web as an open source ISA. Little did they know that actually there was a fair amount of interest in this. I think one of the first people that took interest in this was right here in our backyard, IIT Madras. Some professors and students from there were actually looking to make their own CPU, and voila, the RISC-V architecture fit right in. That story since then has now bloomed into a tremendous juggernaut. So forward fasting 6, 7, 8 years later, where we are at today, is that we have formed a RISC-V Foundation. The RISC-V Foundation today has over 100 or 150 members. All the big names around the world are really accepting the RISC-V architecture and the promise of an open source CPU. So right away, what I've said actually dovetails perfectly into innovation, because the biggest breeder of innovation, instigator I might say of innovation, catalyst for innovation, is open source. The ability to make something very easily available so that people all over the world can develop new ideas, new software, new applications far more easily. And we've seen multiple of these revolutions that have happened in the software industry. This one is the first of its kind in the hardware industry. So now what we're really seeing is Sci-5 at the forefront of taking the RISC-V architecture and creating a few CPUs with it. We actually now have 3 or 4 different types of CPUs. One that is a low-end microcontroller type CPU called the E2 set of family of cores. Then there is the E3 and E5 set of CPUs, more higher end in the real-time application and application processor level, much higher performance. You can do embedded applications on it. You can actually run Linux on some of these as well. And so it gives a wide variety of flexibility, and yet you are not confined to a company, a provider of the ISA, which means the software developers are really taking to this. We are going to be able to provide boards coming soon. The target is to really go after the universities, the colleges, not just here in India, but really across the world, and drive programs so that when professors are teaching about ISA, it's now not about some of the older generation ISAs which have been around for 30 years, but really something brand new that's happened very recently. It's something that's going to be available for a long time, and something that students can actually take and design and start using right away. So that, we believe, will really foster innovation. And to add a little spicing on top of this and actually catalyze it even more, we are announcing a contest targeted primarily for students and other innovators in India to be able to provide your idea in terms of accelerators that can go along with the Sci-5 CPU. And then the winner of that contest for an application specifically to be used in India, we will use that to make a chip with it. And so a student or an innovator, some young person, can actually go ahead and get a chip made out of his or her idea. A similar thing is going to be done overseas as well, but that's really what we are doing to drive innovation through boards, through the ISA, and really trying to promote the entire open source revolution in a big way. Thank you very much.